YouTube pipe community, ladies and gentlemen. This is Smarty Bob out here in central Indiana, where it's Wednesday. I don't think it's quite 80 degrees yet, but we're going to get hot today. And today, if I can get it lit, I'm smoking a Savinelli. This is a Bing's, but it's also a curved Bing, it's not the straight. Great little pipe. Be nice if you had a lighter that worked. Anyhow, in it, I'm smoking some Carter Hall. Great morning smoking tobacco. And today I'm having some ice. It's cool in the morning, too hot for coffee. And I want to start on a positive note today and talk about some of the great things we have in the United States. And we're going to talk about the United States Post Office. I know I've watched a lot of presenters who send tobacco and ship tobacco and get gauze and yabos, and they constantly complain about the United States Post Office. But I want you to know that we have the greatest post office in the world. I've shipped to many other countries, and there are some countries you can ship to in the Middle East and in Asia, where your package, your envelope has about a 50% chance of getting there. Ours were anger if we don't get it in a day or two. Well, just to let you know, got a few notes. United States Post Office Service, the USPS. Our post office was founded by the Second Continental Congress in 1775 at the beginning of the American Revolution. Benjamin Franklin was appointed the first Postmaster General. The Founding Fathers believed a well-informed citizenry was the most important part of a democracy to survive. A good post office, the ability to communicate, send letters, send information, was the very most important part of our country. Today, the USPS employs over 500,000 people. It has the largest fleet of vehicles of over 200,000. The USPS services composed of priority mail, mail express, first class mail, bulk mail, military mail, international mail. Not all of our mail travels by air. A lot of it goes over ground. When I used to work in the airport, one of my jobs when I was on the ramp would be to go over and pick up the mail in the morning. I'd go over to the airport post office. The mail would be in big, huge sacks. The first class mail, the mail that must go on the airplanes, was in yellow bags. The surface mail was in green bags, and the bulk mail was in a canvas, almost white bag, kind of a gray bag. So you'd go over and you'd pick up all that mail for that flight, that mail that went to your destination, and you loaded the mail on the airplanes on a space available basis. The first class mail, the yellow bags, they had to go, and if you had room, you put the green bags on. If you still had more room, you'd go on ahead and bulk out the flight with the white bags. Well, I just want you to know that when you go to the post office and you say first class, that doesn't necessarily mean that's airmail. That means they can get it there in 2 to 3 days. When you go and you get the ground, that means you can get there in 3 to 4 days. And of course, our priority mail is supposed to be 1 to 2 days. But realize that there's different mail facilities all over the United States. Here where I live, we have a local post office. So my mail goes to if I go to my local post office in Pittsboro, Indiana, deposit an envelope there, that envelope has to go down to Brownsburg. Sometimes that happens that same day, sometimes it happens the next day. Then all that mail is trucked down to the service center in Indianapolis. Sometimes that will happen the next day, but sometimes the next day. So even my first class mail is probably going to be 2 or 3 days. So I just want you to realize that you got the best post office there is, and realize that the USPS is actually the best way and still the cheapest way to ship your packages and your tobacco and pipes, etc. Now that said, I want you to know that yesterday was just a memory. Tomorrow's a promise. I want you to go out and grab your favorite pipe. This is probably out. Yep, it is. Go out and grab your favorite pipe and have a good day. But wait, for those that bother to watch this complete video until the end, I'm going to have a giveaway. I have some Peter Stokkebye's PK41 cube cut. I have 3 to 4 ounces. I'm not a fan of cube cut tobacco. So if you're interested and you be the first one to comment and say, I stayed and watched the whole video and want the cube cut tobacco, I'll mail it to you via USPS. Now, the comments happen to show up on YouTube sporadically. So sometimes I've noticed I'll comment, there'll be no comments, and then later on, maybe the next day, I go back and look at my comments, like the 3rd comment. So I'm gonna give this tobacco away to the first person that I see as the first comment. Now you all have a good day. And now, this may not work. No. That's my dog over there. No, it ain't gonna work, so I'm gonna do this.